Are you a brand new player to the game? Or you've just been playing for a while but it feels like no matter what you try, your gameplay doesn't improve? Don't worry, I'm here to give you some hints and tips on how to turn your World of Tanks gaming experience from borderline depressing to actually enjoyable. This is the first video in a series that I like to call Battle Order. In this video, I'll give you my most important tips and tricks to use right away, and in the following videos, we'll analyze my very own games, what I did right, and more importantly, what mistakes I made so you don't have to. So stay tuned till the end cause it's going to help you a lot. Let's get into it. Picture this. You're playing on Prokhorovka, the battle just started, you barely left the spawn point and you casually look at the scoreboard and the minimap when you are shocked to discover that half of the enemy team is spotted but your only light tank in the team got destroyed in the first minute of the game. Happens too often to count, right? No matter what tank you drive, if you die in the first minutes of the game, you're as good as AFK or worse. Therefore, the first rule I have is kind of obvious, but still. Stay alive. The longer you are alive, the longer your gun is in play and therefore the more damage and the more experience you get at the end of the match. If you watch replays of the best World of Tanks players, one of the things you saw often is the fact that they are surviving for most if not all the game. Try to do the same. Tip number 2. Always know where you are. Unlike the famous missile that knows where it is because it knows where it isn't, you should start learning the topography of all the maps, learning the avenues of attack, where different classes of tanks position on the map, where you are safe from RT and so on. You might say, but Badger, I'm playing for fun, I'm not in the mood to learn all of these things. And I agree, but you still need to know the basics of positioning depending on your tank's capabilities if you want to improve your gameplay. That leads on straight to number 3. Know your vehicle, i.e. how good is your armor at stopping enemy shells, the armor layout, weak spots, gun handling and mobility. Not only that, you should have at least a rough idea where the weak spots of your enemies are so you can take advantage of them. It's crucial to know all of these stats. Why? Because if you don't know the advantages your tank has over the enemies, even if you have the advantage, you might lose because you didn't act it when you should have. One example is your reload speed. If you can reload faster than your opponent, then you have the advantage. Tip number 4. Before the battle starts, do yourself a favor and press the tab key. It will show you the roster and get a pretty good idea of what tanks are in play. Things like if there are any RTs in play, how many are they, how many lights and so on. It gives you a lot of information so you can choose the right position at the beginning of the game. Tip number 5. Whenever possible, take advantage of topography. This is a continuation of previous tips, but it means that you should look for positions where you can go hold down, i.e. show only your strong turret front to the enemy, get cover from artillery, or a position where you can fall back to reload if you are using an autoloader. Tip number 6. Always keep an eye on the minimap. The minimap is a godsend for those players who are using it because it helps you keep track of how the battle is going. Maybe you and the friendly tanks on your side of the map are taking out enemy tanks left, right and center, but if the other flank is crumbling and after that you'll be surrounded, you just want a free trip back to the garage. Always check your minimap. Tip number 7. Never go anywhere alone. If your team just started a lemming train, then join it. There is no point in going the right way if that means facing 2 or more enemy tanks by yourself. You can do a lot more as part of the lemming train than by yourself. At least you have people in front who can spot for you and, if they are killed, you can use their holes for cover. Tip number 8. Never rush. It's tempting to go full throttle towards the enemy lines at the start of the battle, but it's important to rein in that desire, and it comes back to tip number 1. If you drive something like the Hellcat, Super Hellcat or any other really fast vehicle, use that speed to reach an advantageous position where you can score some damage at the beginning of battle, but you shouldn't risk your hit points in the first minutes of the battle for nothing. Move fast, get in a good position, take a few shots and then relocate, or if your teammates are helping, press home the advantage. These are my top 8 tips you can go and apply right away and improve your gaming experience. If you think I missed some or made a mistake, please leave your opinion in a comment down below. Drop a like and a sub. I hope you got some useful information out of this video and I'll see you in the next one.